Good morning, my name is Stuart and I'm here in the hills of Australia, Queensland. This morning I want to talk to you about what the weather does when it goes around hills and mountains and how it affects us when we go flying. What should we avoid? What should we be careful of? And how can we use it to our advantage? Well, this morning I'm doing a couple of time lapses to show you what the wind does as it approaches a hill, goes over the top and goes over the other side. This morning we can see the wind because, well, there's a bit of cloud on top of the hills. Some might even call that a mountain. We're at Mount Gonolda this morning, the Gonolda Range. And I think there's actually a correct mountain name. I'll put that up on the screen now. But if you look at this time lapse, you'll notice that the air's fairly undisturbed going towards the hill. It's when it goes over and behind the hill that we start to see issues where there's turbulence and downdrafts that can affect us when we're flying in a dangerous way. So just have a look at these time lapses. They're very interesting, they're beautiful to watch. I love seeing cloud going over the hills. Now, how is this a disadvantage to us too? Why is the wind particularly important to be aware of? And how do we see the wind when we're flying? Well, we can't. We can't really see the wind. We actually have to be kind of familiar and experienced with what is the wind going to do when it hits this obstacle. And well, in this situation you can see it, as I said, but you have to know that when the wind comes onto a hill, it's fairly laminar. As long as there's nothing further upwind that's already caused the wind to go into some form of eddy current, sort of rotary, mechanical turbulence or orographic lift situation. It's when it hits the hill, we need to be particularly aware that it will start to be moved around the hill, accelerated, and then downdrafted on the other side. And this is where in this time lapse you can see the cloud forming. You can see cloud forming because it's going into a lower pressure or it's going into a higher altitude, which might mean lower air pressure, air temperature. And the lower air temperature, of course, causes condensation of the water vapor in the clear air to form into condensation we can see. And that can even then lead to rainfall, which could be showers on the leeward or the downward side of the hill. Hi, it's me from the future, and just wanted to tell you that this contraption behind me I've been constructing and experimenting with. I'm going to be building something that's like a wind tunnel, but it's called, I don't know what it's called, but like a water tunnel. And what it will mean is that we'll be able to examine and experiment with in future episodes the way that current of air or water, but it'll assimilate one to the other, flows around hills and buildings and different objects, so we get an idea of turbulence, so we can actually see roughly what's really going on when it comes to with the naked eye, as opposed to guessing what it looks like over the hills. So when I get this solved and working properly and smoothly and functionally, that we can actually see some actual current flows using something in the water that makes it easy to see the currents, I'll be able to bring some episodes to you that show you exactly what's going on. So stay tuned for those.
Alright, we've got 14 knots behind us. We're doing 14 knots over the airspeed, so tailwind of 14. So we'll see how this interacts on the other side of the hill, because if it's behind us, that means we've got lift on this side, and then we've got sink on the other side with perhaps rotor, but we'll stay above the hilltop, so we should be clear of that. We'll probably get some lift on this side as we go round.
What's this mountain called?
Mount Gananaman. How good's that?
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh, yep, there's the turbulence. Coming off there. I anticipated that might happen. So on the back of this hill we'll get a bit of rolly for a little while now.
It was smooth until you turned.
Yeah, we'll just get from away from that peak and it should smooth out, which it is. Might be a few more bumps, there's a couple more peaks.
So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful to you. Subscribe if you haven't already, lots more information coming. In the next video we're going to be looking at all sorts of things. Well, one of them will be radio communications around my area. Someone's asked for that. There's a lot of ideas. There's so many ideas coming, but let's look at radio communications in the next one. Hope you enjoyed the time lapses. They are very informative, I think. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.
Bearer traffic, truck 6340, enters, lines up, rolls runway 12, bearer traffic.